Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Avoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
We got some red stuff that's already happened today with the pound. You can see the numbers were strong. Not sure how much that impacts us at this point, since that's been such a long time ago. But at 7:30, which is right about now, I guess, that's Central. So we got about an hour. We've got some news coming out for the U.S. So we want to be aware of that here in about an hour. And then later tonight, we have the Aussie numbers coming out. So let me go ahead and close that out and bring up our charts and see what we got. Here we go. Aussie CAD sell. Let's go ahead and look at it, see what we've got. If it's anything, it looks like it's already on top of resistance. Yeah, we've already pretty much messed that one up.
Yeah, not much there.
Not much there. Is there any other ones that you I didn't want to
let me see. I do want to make a mention that if you could put your questions and answers in the question answer box, we're more likely to see them than if you put them in the chat box. And we can keep a little bit better eye on which ones we answer and which ones we don't. We would appreciate that.
Always a good thing. And now we're just waiting for that next alert to pop in. We did take profit yesterday. I'm noticing that.
Yeah, we had two trades yesterday. We had two trades, and both of them went profitable for me yesterday. So
yeah, these were small little. Actually, it looks like for yesterday we had two profitable trades, 250 small position size. Remember, I didn't take the time to position size. While I'm thinking about that, let me go ahead and get our calculator up. Come on. There we go. Just in case, we'll try to use this a little bit more today. I'm sitting at 450, so let me go ahead and raise that up, and we'll just play like this. Obviously, we're going to work on getting this out to you guys as well. I'm going to go ahead and go with the 3% risk today. Feeling pretty lucky. And that means I need to be doing a position of 0.04, and my maximum risk on any trade will only be $13.50.
And that is with the euro-yen pair.
That's with the euro-yen. So we don't know what we're going to be doing, but I'm going to get this all set up prior to. Then all I have to do is come in here and click, and it's going to change it for me. As long as I got my parameters all set, we'll be all ready to roll.
Well, that's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing, Al, and life is a beautiful thing. All right.
So what you could do, Brian, is click on your experts tab on the bottom and see if there's any alerts that we may have.
If you were paying attention earlier, I already did that.
Well, I know you did the one, but there were some others.
Yeah, but you weren't paying attention. I'm just saying you were not paying attention.
I was paying attention.
Notice we did CAD. We did CAD.
You guys are so funny.
Good morning there, Mr. Matt.
We are.
Good morning, my friends. It's good.
Good morning, Matt. You sound like you're still asleep.
Oh, yes. Yes. Because
we're taking this, but this one's already gone. This one would have already been. We would have probably got in right here. And we would only got 10 pips, so it's not big enough for us as of yet.
That's one thing. A lot of times when things are really tight, they look like there's a big move, but they're really only a couple of pips. That's always a little bit surprising.
Here's that euro yen that, and that was a euro yen sell. But I can already see that this is going into a very, very big uptrend. So once it pops up here, I hope we don't have this.
Brian, take a look at the euro yen though. For a sec.
Let's do it. I'm trying to, if my system will pick up this pace. There we go.
So I just for fun, I got into this trade. I believe from what I read, this is a pretty classic bank induction move where the downward arrow went right into resistance. You see a few wicks grabbing down into that support. And
I see that.
So far, it's looking like a good trade. I mean, we'll see where it ends up, but I taking that one for a little ride. If you zoom in a little bit, you'll see it better.
We are in an uptrend with this. We have a down arrow right into, and what he's talking about is that you see there's several wicks. When you get a lot of the wicks, that means there's a lot of buying activity right when it comes into that zone. And it looks like we have the down arrow into the zone, the wicks, and then you have an up arrow outside the zone coming in. In this particular one, now you have both moving averages up there, so it looks like it could very well come across the 200 moving average, tag the blue arrow moving average. Although that's pointing, I really like it better when that thing's pointing up to go long, or if it's at least going sideways. Right now, it's still pointing down, so there is a little bit of downward pressure with that. I would like to see a clear break above that blue moving average and start seeing both those moving averages start heading in the right direction. But if it does, but this would be I think it'd be a pretty good entry for an early entry. You have looks like you have lots of room to the upside to the red zone. How much room do you have there, Brian?
Lots. Let me go ahead and measure that out. I'm liking it to the downside, to be honest, but that's just me. If we took it right here, we're up to about almost 50 pips.
Ooh, that'd be a nice little move.
I drew my red line. Again, this is how you end up looking from different perspectives. That's why you have your own rule-based strategy to go. I like the pivot. I would love for it to close above these moving averages and then get in, because I've drawn a line of history where price seemed to always react. That's what I always tend to do. And as long as we're below it, I think we're going down. Once we get above it, I think we could go back up again. That's just my analysis.
And that would be a wedge breakout, wouldn't it?
That would be considered a wedge breakout because you have one right here and one right here, which is all consolidating right here where the moving averages are.
The reason I jumped in this trade with a smaller lot is this looks to me, and I could be wrong, but this looks to me classic strategy 10 that hasn't actually been put out yet. But there was a video Nate did on one of his calls a few weeks ago that showed pretty much this exact move here. So we'll see.
Well, look exactly what Charles is saying. Look where it bounced from, where the first arrow came back here. So we know that there's a price action point here.
And how far are you taking that, CB? What's your
20 pips?
20 pips. Good.
And the one thing I like about these kind of moves too is obviously my stop loss is right below that pretty thick support level down there. So I'm only risking it's about a 1-to-1. I got about 20 pip stop loss right below that support and going for 20 pips on the up move.
Where did you get in it?
A quick question. Which pair are we looking at again? I'm gonna look at the.
This is the Euro Yen. Welcome to our Hawkeye session now.
Euro Yen. Yep. I'm looking at the our RCS indicator.
Euro Yen is a little strong, so I did notice that, Al. But
yeah, it's a little, but not by a lot. Right. With the which would make sense. The fact it's bouncing right there. There is a certain amount of equal pressure right at that point. The buyers and sellers are somewhat equal at that area, so that would make sense.
We'll see how it plays out.
I kind of like it as well. I'm going to hold off on it a little bit still. I'd like to see a little bit more confirmation.
My confirmation would be a nice arrow when the price goes above those moving averages.
Yeah, I don't need to get the arrow above the moving averages. I do want to see it close above the blue moving average, the blue arrow moving average.
This is definitely a key area.
Mm-hmm. Price has been there before.
Look all the way. Look where the red line is. Just dead on all the way through. That's the key. What's the one? Well, 127.75. Call it 127.75. Remember, yen pairs like those quarter numbers.
But it does have the strength. You have the wind to its back with the fact it is in an uptrend. We're looking for an a bullish trade with a lot of green zones below us. So
we need a higher high.
Right now we have pretty much a little bit of like Matt was saying, we do have a flat top of a wedge.
Yeah,
we can get that to break out. We have some There'll be a couple of problem zones along the way up, but I think it's got some real potential.
Well, that's also potentially going to be a channel breaker. You know, you got a real strong downward channel as well.
Yes.
So it breaks that. I mean, this is a good setup, CB. I'm impressed.
Thanks. Hopefully it works out.
And I do like the where you put your stop loss, and the reason is because if it makes a lower low, then and it rejects this level where it's at now, then it could go pretty far deep into against you.
Right.
And just know if it doesn't work out, we will harass you.
Well, that's all right. I knew I was setting myself up, Ryan. Bring it on, man.
Yeah, I'm there with you, my friend.
Signed up for the abuse. You know that, Brian.
Oh yeah. I have 3 daughters, man. Dude, Brian can't even touch me.
I've got 2. That's all I got, and a dog. It's funny. I've never had any. We had a puppy that had puppies, and she had all girls. I've never had a guy in this room house besides me. 2 daughters, wife, a dog, dogs, girl puppies. It's just been. I don't know what I'm living, but that's apparently the dream. That's what they keep telling me.
Living the dream.
Living the dream.
That's it, living the dream.
I don't know if I am in on that. That's on a different chart. As for the Kiwi CAD, that was on a demo, and I went to a different account, so I just let it. I'd have to go and check my other account to see that on my LCMFX. I went to Neo. I'm doing Neo now to see how that's working out for everybody. So,
question: Are you still in the New Zealand CAD?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm not doing the 1 hour swing any longer on this count for. I'm using the. I don't believe so. I don't believe I'm in that. I think I closed all the accounts out. It was a demo.
And now, so we wait. Now we wait.
Currently, Judson, we're looking at the Euro Yen. This is not. I know you're asking. Ethereum and US. Anybody watching that one?
I did see the Bitcoin made it hit this 51,000 this morning,
right?
Yeah, so it's still chugging along.
I'm anticipating some kind of big pullback, so people are going to get washed.
Yep, that's why I took some profit off, and I'm back into other things.
Yeah. There's no problem taking profit at this point and then letting it come back and then having another opportunity to get in. So it'll present itself.
If nothing else, if it does get up to like 55,000, they'll probably still bounce back to 50,000, just because that what was once support will become demand. And so if it does break through and keeps on going up, again, you don't know how high it's going to be, but you can always expect some pullbacks back to this level. If it does get up to the 50, 52 and a half, 53, 55,000 area, you can probably expect at least another 5% pullback somewhere along the way there.
Doesn't Ethereum, doesn't it kind of trail Bitcoin?
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like the US 30 and the US 500. There's like they kind of move. It's like big brother, little brother thing.
We got a bunch.
Too. Litecoin, Ethereum, and BTC. Man, those charts they correlate pretty strongly.
Yeah. One thing we always used to say is bet on the slow horse in the race. It was like Bitcoin will lead the way, then Ethereum. Then if the two out of the three are going long, then bet on the third one to catch up with it eventually.
Right.
Brian, did you see this question here from Tyre asking if you're still in the New Zealand CAD?
Yeah, I've answered it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's still
twice.
A question.
Twice.
Well, yeah. For those who are still awake with us this morning.
I asked him the same question, right, as he answered it too. So.
Oh boy.
I'm glad y'all pay attention.
Welcome to the room. Well, you don't usually say much that's worth listening to.
That's
That's why
smart.
we get kind of
Yeah, you're not used to it. You're not used to it. Here we go. Everything's kind of going into a zone at this point, although that's got a lot of room.
Hey, take a look at the 5-minute NAS chart.
What chart is that? You got to tell me on this platform what that is.
NAS 100.
Let me see here.
Actually,
That's the
Wow.
NASDAQ. That's
yeah, I
the,
just noticed that there's another. It's a slight. It's going the opposite direction. It looked like a nice trade, but actually,
I only have the SPX 500.
well, you need to go to view and
Yeah, you need to add it, my friend. You need to add it.
add it, Brian.
Come
Well,
on now.
Come on, man.
Dadgum, you people.
it's US Tech.
There you go. No, it's right there. NAS 100.
Oh, you're okay. It's got something different on your.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yay.
It's
Hard to deal with.
There's 4 resistance. I still think it's an interesting looking trade, but
Lower
Not-
probability then.
yeah, I agree.
I don't really want to talk about Neo the Legend so much, but there's a question in the chat around it. No, it is not a swing trader.
No.
It is
Momentum.
not a swing trader. So no, it has a stop loss. Actually, I took a stop loss yesterday. The first one I've taken since testing the product for the last 2 months, just because of the swing in the market. So good question. But it's a very, very different trading system. So if you're thinking about diversifying your portfolio, as we say all the time, you have different portions of your tradable equity. Well, diversifying using Neo the Legend would be in the cards for sure, because it works completely different than anything I've ever seen.
It's
what
weird.
what is the strategy of Neo the Legend, if I may ask?
Throwing darts at a wall and hope it sticks. I'm just kidding. No,
No.
it's a pound cat. It's momentum.
It's
Final
very,
hours of the
very
market.
specific. Yeah, and it only trades for 2 hours a day.
Oh my!
And
From 2
it's
central to
been
4. It's 2 central to 4 central.
yeah, it's very, very
Brian?
specific.
Can you do me a favor, Brian?
I can.
This question here from Tyray. Can you please get it off the open questions? You didn't finish. You didn't complete the. You just marked that you're going to answer it. And thank you very much.
Oh, I didn't do that. Yeah, that
No,
wasn't
I
me.
did. I
Oh.
Yeah, that wasn't me. I'm not seeing most of those.
If you go, Brian, if you go to the 5-minute for this guy, it looked like a decent bag, but I missed a red zone above when I was looking at it.
Well, you got another wedge breakout, guy.
Yeah.
I like this one.
I do. Look at that candle formation right above the moving average.
So is this a 5 and 10 one again?
Yeah, absolutely. But the only hesitation,
demo.
well, you took it, but if you scale out, you'll see that there's one more red zone than green zone right now.
Right. Yeah. Right. Sitting here. I took it. I'm going to go a little bit play just so we can keep an eye on something today for this.
Yep.
Again, guys, this is in demos. I'm not.
Well, you don't trade this currency,
No,
this indices. So
I don't. So on this case, we would do what, a $500 or
500.
1,500. Yeah.
Point, yeah. And
1,500 and 500 should take care of that.
It's like 5,000
okay.
5,000 point stop loss. Dust your account on this one.
Yeah, that'll make it. I like. And where were you saying you saw a resistance at?
So if you scale out, just go all the way out. There's one more. Yeah.
See, I see this one, but targets.
So we're just saying for a bag entry, the trend is down, and we're taking an uptrend.
I see what you're saying. You're seeing overall trends down.
Yeah.
But the good news is we're only 10 minutes away from our contra trend zone of from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. So that would still fit in that equation.
You're already 13 pips up.
I'm amazing. I don't even know what I'm trading,
No,
but I am.
Brian, I get credit for this. I didn't take this one, but I get credit for this trade too.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But it gives us something to talk about. So
Here's that. It's coming right up to that big your 200, right? So
yep.
So Brian, let's take a look at it. When you get a chance, when we get done with this, take a look at the CAD Swiss.
CAD Swiss. So let's let this one do its thing, because it's not going to do anything more now that we've said everything. We don't have to stare at it. It doesn't help us to stare. Watching it's not going to help us
price
much.
anyway.
Yeah, it's going to do what it's going to do. And I've already accepted the loss, so I don't have to stare.
That's such a key thing, right? When you enter a trade, you need to be able to accept the loss. That removes the vast majority of the emotions in it.
Let's go to, you want it on the 15-minute chart, right?
Yeah, 15-minute. Yep. And see, right now it's coming right up into that zone. Strong uptrend. The reason why I call this pair is because the CAD was the strongest pair on several of the time frames to the Swiss.
There's your entry.
And so this was the entry. This could possibly get you a little bit of a contra trend move at the end. As again, we're coming into the 8 to 10 o'clock time frame of East Coast, which is a 2-hour window for contra trend trades. I was kind of curious to see if it was up at a zone or if it's still working its way to a zone, but right now it's already there. So yeah, there's no trade there. I just want to see if it's we could be maybe possibly looking at a bounce and or something, or to break through that zone. What's the next zone above that? I guess would be the next.
That's question. A 1 hour. That's a 1 hour. So this is going to be a pretty tough one to go through.
Well, it looks like a bullish flag on the 5-minute.
You also have a 4-hour zone that you're coming into at this point.
Yeah, that's pretty heavy. That's
pretty
higher
heavy
the time.
right there.
The higher the time frame, the less likely is to break through that on the first push up.
Yeah, you're in a daily at this point.
Yeah, but you're crossing above the 200 moving average
right here.
And this is a big that's a big daily wedge there at the bottom of that run.
From here all the way through.
Yeah. And right there, you're about to break. If it breaks that zone, you're out of that wedge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you're on the flat top.
Which is more powerful than having an angle in my observations.
What you could do, Brian, is take an upper trend line from the peaks, go back a little bit left, a little bit more, go left, left.
Trying to.
No, go back to where the green peak about in the middle of your screen to the left. That one from there. No, actually take it back from the one right next to it on the right hand side. I'm looking for an upper channel. Draw an upper channel.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah, from there.
That's going to come up into here.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying is that there's a good chance it could, if it breaks through that red zone, it could very well go up higher. Also, you get, like as Matt pointed out, we're crossing the 200 moving average. We're getting the cross of the arrow moving average with the 200 moving average. So we already have the cross of the 200, and we get a pullback
on a daily chart to beat that.
Even on the daily, yeah. I'm not sure if this technique is time frame specific, but I think it would be probably more powerful on the higher time frames than even the lower time frames. But we're starting to get the cross of the moving average at the bottom. If it comes back and retests that little wick that you got right where your cursor is, if you get another retest of that moving average in the trend line, that could be a nice little bounce to the upside for it could be a nice little swing trade. But you have all the moving averages are crossing there are you on the 15-minute chart now?
Now I am, yeah.
Yeah, so you have the arrow crossing the 200, and now it's just a matter of getting a pullback to retest that arrow trend line or moving average line, and then you could possibly get a nice little, and that you probably would have 20 pips. If it pulls back 20 pips, where the 20 pip pullback come into?
If it pulls back 20 pips?
Yeah, from the blue line, from the blue arrow line to the red zone, pretty much. Yeah, how far? Not quite that far back.
That's 20 pips. It's the daily range right now.
That's 20 pips there to the 200 moving average then.
Yep.
So we just got a Euro Swiss alert. It's
Euro Swiss.
yeah, it's a downtrend, and then you're going up into a red zone. And there doesn't seem to be enough room to take that one as a counter trend trade. And it's in big consolidation, so I don't like it.
And it's also not a true bag.
No, because you got no bounce at the bottom.
That would have been this one.
And then we have a question when we get done with
EJ.
So no trade, EJ, yeah, Euro Yen on the 1 hour as a question.
Downtrend into a zone. Oh, yeah. This is one we marked off the other day, this zone. And look how it's. Yeah, I could see it going short.
Oh, there's a lot of room. There's a lot of room. Actually, the zone disappeared on my charts.
Which zone?
Oh.
Your support?
The support zone that was there. The red zone that was there before.
Okay. Oh, up top.
Yeah,
up top.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sliced through it, so there's nothing there. It's basically clear skies for a counter trend trade, but
That would probably be okay.
you could take a piece of that. You could take a piece of that.
Let's do it. Let's take a piece of it. Let's go do our calculator though first. I've got 450. I've got the Euro Yen. And if we're going to do a piece of it, I'm going to probably take half of what I would normally. So I take a 0.02 on it. 0.02 short, correct?
Yeah, I would.
And here we go. Now this would be swing. With swing, you treat it a little bit differently. I would not normally be doing swing and day trading on the same account because it will skew your numbers of what you're really successful at. This would be it, right? Still would be it. Actually, my numbers were wrong.
Yeah,
I put 40 pip in there.
50.
So let's go ahead. I put 40 when I was really going to be 100 for a swing. Let's see where I'm at. Good thing this is demo.
Right.
I'm going to bring this down. For me, I like it right here. Almost a 1-to-1. Let it ride out. That's how I would do it.
Because what I liked about this entire run here is you had a really strong run up, very little retracement the entire way. You know, not much of a pullback. You have a pullback here, but I don't see that.
No reds.
No, exactly. That's the thing. You got no red anymore. You did have a red, if I recall, in that area yesterday.
Yeah, it started.
And that's why we didn't take it. But we got nothing to really stop us here at this point. So
Charles looks like he's going to lose me some money.
Uh-oh.
I'm not taking responsibility for it. That's what traders don't take responsibility for. I'll blame it on somebody else. That's my job.
I told you I wasn't getting into it. You didn't listen to me.
But it sure is fun to watch and see how we can analyze it. Let's go back and look and see what we got.
You just also went against my bank induction Euro Yen. So
this one?
Well, hopefully we both win. Hopefully I get a little pump and then it'll go down for you guys afterwards.
So you're going up on it. I can see that.
Just the short.
Obviously, this is an hour chart. When you come into the 15, it can change everything.
Yeah.
See, to me, I still see it short, but
yeah.
But I can see where you guys.
I'm just playing with Nate's bank induction.
Yeah, I can see where you guys are coming off on this because it makes all the sense. You came into an area of support. The only thing is we got some head pressure on the top side.
Yeah.
I really don't like those moving averages pointing in the wrong direction. I really like them pointing in the same direction as the trade. I do see it looks like it is flattening out some, so it is taking as time goes on, it should be able to pop up to the top of there and do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, if you look at the 5-minute too, there's some resistance in there now from all
at
these.
The top.
Yeah, just because it's been flat for a while.
This is really, I mean, either even the 15-minute and or the 1 hour looks good for me for a short. Knowing that, I would probably bring my stop down a little further and make it more of a day trading situation instead of a swing. Since the overall push is up, I definitely wouldn't want to be on here. I'm getting ready to lose right there and gone. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate that.
Anytime. Anything to help.
This one's interesting. We still haven't had the crossing yet. But... So NAS 100, did that move pretty quick, I'm assuming? That NAS 100 moves pretty quick?
Yeah, it's like the middle. It's like the middle brother. The big brother is the US 30.
Okay. Because that was pretty quick.
Yeah, and then US 500 is kind of I think that's the order. Someone that trades more indices would be able to correct me.
You are right.
Well, I think the S&P moves faster than the NASDAQ does.
Oh, no. Really?
I know the US 30 is definitely the
fast one.
Yeah, for sure.
The US 30 is the fast one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm 100% sure about that.
That's basically the Dow Jones, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah.
We didn't look at the pound kiwi. Did anybody look at the pound kiwi buy? What time was that? That was 15 minutes ago. I don't think there's enough room. Nah, it's flat. Not enough room to get to the top. Another wedge is forming. You can see it through the line of our moving average and coming through. Yeah, not a great one. All right.
Just remember one thing about it. You only need is one good trade a day, and you can make your 10% a week if you do 2% trade. Risking 2% once a day, and you get one trade that works for your 2%. That's 10% a week. So you don't have to be real. You just have to take the clean trades.
Yeah, some of the best traders I know don't take a lot of trades. They're not taking like 50 trades a day. So you just need better setups.
Like yesterday, we had 2 good trades that both worked out. And so that's like 2 out of the 2 out. If you're looking at 5 a week, that's 2 of the 5 just one day. And you may guess, and there's a lot of days that we find out that there just is very narrow trading, very narrow ranges. And it just is, there's a lot of trade alerts, but there's no room to take the profits. But getting one a day is not unusual. Just have to be patient.
That's the problem with manual trading too. You can get emotionally tied to it. When you start winning, you start over trading. And then when you start losing, you start over trading to make up for what you lost.
Which is a real danger.
Yeah, the emotional side of everything. I take these trades because I want something to look at, not because I would do it with my live account.
And a lot of times too, what we try to do in this room, we try not to take trades that aren't good trades, but especially if there's trades that are they're somewhat questionable, a lot of times we'll explain why they're questionable, and then we'll take them and see how they work out.
You can learn a lot from your mistakes, for sure.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I had a mentor that keeps on saying all the time, just figure out what not to do, and then you'll know what to do. So you don't get lucky. You don't want to get lucky. That plays into the psychological ego side of trading.
Mm-hmm. So we're coming up 7:05. We didn't have any yet. Really, at 7 o'clock, which is unusual.
So today's a Wednesday. So this is also I would often call Wednesdays as a trend reversal day.
A quick look at Gearbox just to see if I'm doing. Yep, still doing its thing. Still doing its thing. And the Magic Neo. Okay. I'm all right with what it. There's my whole 2 seconds for the day.
Oh, look at that. Surprise.
Yeah, I don't stare at Gearbox variable very often.
No.
Neo I watched yesterday just to try to figure out what it's doing.
Did you take a stop on there too?
No.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's probably because I was running some pretty aggressive settings. I was trying to break the system. Let's put it that way.
No, I'm just watching what it does.
Okay.
It's interesting what Marissa's put in the chat. It's why many hedge funds, if a trader hits 10% loss, he's not allowed to trade for the rest of the month.
Not surprised.
His strategy is reviewed by the risk department to see if he didn't deviate from it. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I met a hedge fund manager once. He was kind of an engineer mind. Strange.
Oh yeah, so some of them can be quacks. They're
strange.
Like so.
Not quite like Al, but strange.
I don't consider Al a quack.
I never
I think
said
you're
I was
crazier
a
than a
quack.
bag of hammers yourself there, Brian.
Al's not a quack. Did I say that out?
Al's my friend. I like him.
I thought it was my inside voice, to be honest.
Well, that tells you right off that I think there's something wrong there.
That one came out.
That
Al, you still with
filter
us?
broke. It must be the snow.
See, I'm just trying to think how I'm going to rebuttal that comment.
Oh, Al always
think
gets
long and
Brian.
hard, Al. Yeah, you gotta get your back.
I'm just laying patiently in the bushes here, waiting to see if the pounce on you.
Yeah,
Oh.
Judson said. You see what Judson said? He said Al's number of landings equal his number of takeoffs, so I trust him. That's a good option.
Oh.
But he will not discuss if he's ever landed at a wrong airport, though. Just saying.
I do know of people that have. Let's just say that.
Yeah, my dad,
not surprised.
I've told you the story. I think Al, my dad flew for Delta, and a friend of his got released because it was one of the airports in Tennessee. I think landed in Memphis and should have been in Nashville. It was one of those two. And apparently they lined up the same way. In a storm, he landed in the wrong place. I'm thinking be thankful he landed.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Hey guys, sorry, we landed half an hour away.
We'll be bussing you out today.
I will say I have landed on runways before I've seen them.
Yeah.
It's kind of like trading.
Yeah.
There you go. That's right.
It's
Just
a lot
trade the
like
blind.
trading.
Put it on autopilot and hope for the best. Yeah. Yep. I do have a video of my last landing though, so maybe I'll share that with you folks someday.
Is it digital or is it on film?
It was digital.
That's rude.
It was well, we had these big old movie cameras that they set them up on tripods.
Hand crank on a.
Oh my goodness.
And don't move for a full 60 seconds while it takes a picture.
You and the Wright brothers. Question is, what aircraft did you fly?
Yeah, Boeing 777 is what I retired on.
Take profit on EJ. Let's go. It looks like the take profit is 127.42. So that would be. This is the one I took sort of as a. If I'm thinking correctly, yeah. This is kind of a day, so it's not that normal 20 pips. I went for the 1 hour chart, kind of a swing. And so I went to the 50 pip mark ish. And I really could take it further down and do a trailing stop if I really wanted to. But looks like the volume for this pair has literally dried up.
Yeah, it's consolidating pretty hard. So we'll see what happens here.
Dried up.
Not many alerts today, is there?
Little tiny candles now.
All right. So I'm gonna step away for a little bit. Gonna go make myself a coffee and see how the rest of these trades play out. I'll let you know when I'm back.
Okay. Straight across line. This is what I see as a potential problem. Obviously, it's the day high.
Actually, trading's a lot like flying airplanes. It's hours and hours of boredom followed by brief moments of sheer excitement. You sit in front of a computer. Basically, all pilots are anymore computer operators. So you just sit there in front of your computer, look at your screens, trying to figure out what things are looking like, and that's what I do. I just sit there with my headset on, look out the window, and look at my computer screen. It's like I haven't changed jobs at all. It sounds like I haven't changed anything.
Well, no, because your screen, your monitors even look like what it must look like on the panel in the aircraft.
Here's where Al took off, went up to altitude, had some turbulence. He decided to go above the turbulence and then started to
came in for the landing. Yep, there you go. That's it. That's pretty much what it's like. That's my flight path.
Hopefully it didn't feel like this for the passengers. I still like the euro yen down.
I think it's going to go sideways for a while still.
I agree. I still think the pressure, it may not be down for our target, but I think we're going to come back down here in this support zone again. And then at that point, maybe move.
Euro yen is, I think the euro yen's going to go, I think it's going to go up. I think it's going to go, I think we're going to look for a long one euro yen.
Yeah, I think once we get down through here, I think we're going to go up into here again.
I think it's going to happen sooner than later.
This area right here where this arrow, this initial arrow was.
Let me see something here. If it can break, let's see if it can break the euro yen. Let's see if it can break through the, let's see, 127.96 area.
128.
127.95. If you can get a close above 127.95, I think it's going to be a long.
I'm going to.
And you're starting to get some strength on the euro.
I'm going to agree, at least in the short term. Take a peek at Aussie CAD. Absolutely. I'm assuming there's not. Is there a particular time frame, Pedro? Aussie CAD. I'm assuming there's not an alert on this. Okay.
Aussie CAD. Let me see what.
Not seeing what you're seeing. I would. You are range bound. I mean,
Aussie CAD. Yeah, you're range bound with that. It's they're about equal strength. Nothing. Neither one is so. Well, I'm looking at all 4 time frames, and it's all right about the same in strength. No clear direction on either one of those.
I agree with Rich on that euro yen too. In the short term, I think it's going to be a down, but I overall I think it's going to go back up. But here's your top, here's your bottom. I'm not so sure, and lots of noise in between.
Lots of noise.
Fantastic. Let's go to the Kiwi Swiss first, since that's an actual pair that I would consider, if it'll let me. Here we go, Kiwi Swiss. Kiwi Swiss is a buy. We do have equal number of color. Let's jump in here and see if we got enough room to actually, not a true bag strategy, but let's see what we got number wise. We are above. If we were to take it now, we would only get 14 pips. So I'm not willing to jump on that one.
Check out the U.S. Swiss.
Hold on one second. We get this up here.
When you get a chance.
Was there a signal on that one too?
Well, I got an iris alert on the U.S. Swiss.
U.S. Swiss iris alert. Okay, very good.
which is basically
Yeah,
a
I
wedge.
agree, Pedro. I see you said 15 minutes. I agree. Lots of support, but it's sideways. That would be where I would go to if I was going to take that trade. I would.
I tell you, spread your chart out on that one a little bit. I want to see. I think we may have a trade there. We might have a trade there.
That would be back to the Swiss.
We got the close by the moving average.
There's just not enough room. That's the only thing. There's not that.
That's the problem. Not enough room. So you said,
points.
okay, yeah, not enough room.
Yeah, not enough room. I love the look if this wasn't here. For me, I'm not going to go for 11 pips though. The NAS 100, I am not going to do that again. Yeah, I mean, there's no bounce. There's no real for that one. And we went opposite buy sell. I should have been, obviously I took a buy here. And then it's fallen off since. You got a wedge forming. And what was the one you mentioned, Al?
US Swiss, it's more of a wedge thing. Let's just see how it looks on the arrow.
Let's look at it. US Swiss. Oh, yeah. Let's squeeze. Is it a 15-minute chart? Let's go back to the 15 and blow that up.
It's like it's already passed out of the wedge though.
Yeah, it looks like it's already come out.
Huh.
When was the alert?
It was at 8:15, ascending wedge is what it was.
Yeah, that's only. Boy, it just broke out because here your flat top. So basically, what we're looking at is your flat top.
It's going to break right up into the
resistance area.
Yeah.
And then
how much room do you have on that one? That's probably not much, I'm guessing.
That's close enough. You probably maybe a couple pips.
Yeah.
If I took it from the line to the resistance, 8 pips.
Yeah, not enough.
And we used to shoot for 7, but we'd have to wait for the retracement back down.
That's exactly right. Yeah, when we were doing those iris alerts, we were looking with a 10 pip stop and a 5 pip target. Just going for 5 pips a day at 2% risk level, and that was all you need to do. Do that once a day.
That was nice.
We had very tight stops. We had very tight stops on those.
And then
40 pip stop seems like the world to.
Yeah, it seems like a long one. Try my 200 plus stops on my position size trades. Those are fun. 600 pip stops, so I don't get any harassment. Okay, so again, if you're talking 15-minute time frame, you've got the same. Here you go. That's close to that, and then. There we go. And there's your wedge on a 15-minute overall. So I would not be excited about this. You didn't really have a bounce, true bounce. You are over the moving average. Pressure would be up, but you're coming into a real strong resistance. And at this point, let's see what we got as far as measurement. Had you taken it right after the arrow, you would have had 15 pips at this point, 16 pips before you hit resistance. And then you have 27 pips to the top of the wedge. So, I mean, you could have tried it. I would just wait for it to consolidate a little bit more, just for me. Get it down in here where this is getting tired of where we have a true breakout. I would love it to break down on the bottom side, but that's going to be a while. A lot of clear air here. And, cool thing about it is you do multiple time frame analysis on this stuff. So what I like to do, and I'm not saying do this on a 15-minute chart regularly, just to get a big picture, because this is just a rally basing, and we'll see what it looks like. It looks really nice on an uptrend, overall uptrend on a swing type strategy. But that would have been back in here when you had entered. I don't see anything. Scroll back down a little bit. Yeah, there's nothing really up there on the 1 hour chart. But the point still plays. I mean, the 15-minute is the same as our, which is nice to know that our wedge on the 15 is the same as it is on the 4 hours as far as point touches.
Yeah, that's really a good example of the W and then the V, and then looking for an M at the top of this move.
Right.
Those red stones are basically forming W's, and then you see it pushes up and it comes back down with a strong pull down, then back up again. There's your V. So you have a V, a W, which is the red area. Then you have two V's for those pullbacks. Those are the two V's. And then if you come up, you should get a nice big push up with a little bit of a pullback, push back up to retest it again, and then come back down to finish the, to reverse the position into a M, A, and A back to a W.
Got a lot of clear air right here.
Yeah.
We don't know what we have ahead. Just quick look at the 4 hour for a little bit higher time frame. Yeah, this is exactly what we're talking about. We're sitting inside. Why is it consolidating into a wedge? Because we're sitting inside of a resistance area. So sometimes it's good to just take a peek. It doesn't mean change your theory of how do you trade, but take a peek at the higher time frames to see why is it consolidating into a wedge? What is it? What's the, where are you going from there? Because the higher time frames do have a strong play. Aussie CAD, while range bound might make for easy scalping, and those support resistance are 25. But yeah, I realize it's not totally an error. Yeah, it is definitely interesting. You just need to make sure you have a plan on how you want to trade that. Don't go in any sort of trade without some sort of plan going in. Know what your risk is. Obviously, know what your loss potential is. That's what scalping is. That's a lot of intuition and time around a computer and hours spent. And then I have a written trade plan. Everything I do live has a written trade plan. I will not trade live unless I can write it out on a piece of paper and hand it to a first grader. That's kind of my philosophy. So we had gold on the 5 minute. Let's go look at that real quick.
So some US and CAD news coming up.
That may help. So gold on it. Whoa.
Ooh.
Whoa. That kind of came in we were a little late on that one. But
Gold's been taking a little heat here lately.
It's out of zone. So
we said that 1800, what we said the other day, 1800 breaking, it would have been a key point. I don't remember if that was the last week.
So I guess all this quantitative easing is doing a number on gold.
Yeah, so obviously gold is going down for now. I don't know if I'd get into it right now, but I would definitely be considering another opportunity around that area, which is a 1784 area. Let's look at a higher time frame just to see where we got what we have below us. Nothing so far that I can tell. Let's go to the 4. Okay, so we got a ways. That red line, look where it played out right though. I'm long term, yeah, I would have no problem taking a short on this. These moves on a 4 hour chart are pretty significant. They look huge on a 15 minute, but when they look huge on a 4 hour, that's a big move.
It's a nice little back move off of that, basically, too. You had a nice bounce arrow go with the crossing of the moving averages. You had your down move, you came back up, tested the 200 moving average, came back down, closed below the arrow moving average, and then it actually gave you an arrow. Oftentimes you wouldn't need an arrow. You could have just taken it with the close of that big green candle coming on down as across the arrow. You could have just taken on that trade if you had the 25 pips to the downside.
And then just wait for it.
Which I'm thinking this case, you probably would have had that.
Again, that would have been a swing strategy. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And the same picture probably on the 1 hour is right here. You got a second indication right here. That would have been a 1 hour chart. Still swing. And then we go to 15 and see what it looks like. We had an up. That would have been probably this area right here would have been your best bet. And then you'd have taken some heat. And then it's done its thing.
Fibonacci move right there, coming off the red zone, pulled back down, came back up, crossed the moving average.
Yeah, that
And with a retracement, and then another test of the Fibonacci zones.
That would be what, about your 62, probably 50?
Yeah, probably more. Yeah, at least 62. Probably at least 62 on that one.
Because here's your halfway point.
Yeah, probably would have been 62 retracement. Your first target would have been the other low would have been your first target. Nope, to the left, to that one right there.
Yeah.
That would be your first target, and then you would have had your second target would have been your. Actually, why don't you go ahead and draw the Fibonacci's on that? Let's just show how this one.
Tell me how to do that, because I've never done it on this.
Grab your Fibonacci tool and take it to the candle that last touched the red zone.
This
and
one right
pull
here?
straight. Yeah, yep, and pull straight back, straight down to the peak. Right there, stop. And you may want to move it over so you can see the numbers on the other retracements. And so that was, you see where the 62% retracement is, where the pullback was. It crossed over the moving average.
I don't want to do that.
That's why you can just kind of leave it there. You can see it crossed beyond the 62. There would be, you have had your stop above the 78 or 79% retracement. You don't have it on your chart,
No,
but you would have the stop. The stop would have been the next zone above, and then your first target would have been where the 0 is on the Fibonacci tool. That'd be your first target, and you don't have the extensions on. But then there would be another extension at the 32, and then another one at 50. Another one at 62. So you've had your first target for sure, and you probably have had your second target where it's at right now, and keep on going.
Very nice.
South side, yeah.
That's a fast moving today. So that had to be based on what news just came out or is coming out.
Yeah, that I think would have been like strategy number 4, I think is what the Fibonacci strategy was. That's a 2-part series on the strategy on the back office. That's another one to review. Now, why didn't we get the alert? Why didn't we not get the alert? Did we just? Is this on a different time frame?
It's on 5 minute. We got
5 minute.
Yeah. A little cumbersome for MT4, not my favorite. Okay, so let's jump back to. So somebody took profit. I saw. I don't know. I guess that was Mariska then. Good. On something. Pound Kiwi. Okay. She wrote it up. Fib is strategy number 8 in the back office, according to Rich.
Okay.
Those who want to look at the Fib.
Those strategies it's really good to go back and review those strategies. I do it about once a week. I go through the strategies again. They're usually about 10, 15-minute segments about what I mean. It's not real involved, but it's good to just keep that as a refresher so that when you see these things develop, you can say, oh, there it is. And you can say, okay, I can take that trade rather than just rely on just the strategy. I mean, strategy number 1 is a very good strategy and it serves people very well. But there's a lot of other strategies. There's a lot of other, especially if you're looking for trades, there's several other strategies that you can see that you'll train your eyes to see to say, yeah, I can take that because of strategy number XYZ type of thing.
Okay, my system is moving a little slow, so if anybody can tell me what that alert is.
That's Kiwi Swiss.
Kiwi Swiss.
I just grabbed 50 pips off the gold trade.
If this thing stays longer than 10 seconds, then I'm going to have to switch over and let somebody else do their screen. It's 7:30. It's about the same time we were having problems yesterday.
I am frozen too.
Okay.
Let me see. Are you frozen there? No.
Yeah, I am.
Let me see if I am. I mean, I can. Let's take a look and see. Gotta love it. Yep, I'm frozen too.
Anybody, Eva, are you frozen?
Oh, wait.
No, I haven't been anyway.
Actually, I just became unfrozen, I think. Kiwi Swiss. Let me see if I can share my screen.
Let me stop sharing mine then.
Let me see if I can find where. Let's see. Go to share. Let's see. Everybody see my screen?
Not yet. It's coming up.
There you go.
Let me move some of the stuff out of the way here. Kiwi Swiss. All right, Kiwi Swiss. We're going to zoom into. Let me see if I can move this out of the way. I can't do that. I'm on a laptop, so that's why I can't get rid of some of this stuff. But we'll just have.
It's all right. We can still learn.
Let me zoom into the. Move this out of the way. Put it down here at the bottom. I'm going to zoom in. See if I can find where the. So the cell on the Kiwi Swiss. Oh, I need to change charts. That's what I need to do.
Watching you navigate this, I'm kind of glad I never flew on a flight with you.
It's a little slow here. Well, our computers didn't freeze up for us, though.
That should have been my inside voice again.
It
Sorry.
should have been, yeah.
Looks like it.
But he ignored you effectively.
Looks like it's being very slow.
Very slow.
What happened here? Let's try and.
Judson said his is frozen more than his backyard. And then Steven says blowout numbers on retail sales and inflation. That does not surprise me.
Kiwi Swiss is the one we're looking at, so we're going to pull this one up. Kiwi Swiss, and we're going to zoom in, see where what our direction is.
The NASDAQ is trying to melt, my friends. Makes me very happy.
I've got 3 red, 2 green, so that means we're in a downtrend. So I'm going to scale out of here a little bit and see if there's room. We have a sell at 64.
Excuse me.
I don't think there's enough room here. There's the entry right here, and here's the target, 7 pips, no trade. Way too close.
What does that button do, Al?
This is the arrow. What I do is I pull this down and I have up and down arrows.
Okay.
And then what I do is since this is in a downtrend, I click on the down arrow and I stick it right here. I put it right here by the zone. And that way I just kind of keep it there. And if that zone goes away, I know that the trend may be reversing. Just a little trick that I do. And I'll go to my objects list and I'll see that this thing was, it was just another, it was the US 500. Now let's take a look at that one. That should be on the 5-minute chart. US 500, we're going to make this one big. And that was a sell at 39.27. See right now, it's not going to be enough room, I don't think. We're looking for a $5 move to the green zone. Here's the entry. Here's the, that was 37.27. So we'd have to be at 37.22, 39.22 We're at 39.25 to the zone, so that's only it's only $2 worth of move, so too close, too close. Let's see if I can put my other moving average up. I'm going to right click on my chart. And then I'm going to go to the template. Load my template. I have a template that has a 200 moving average on here already. As soon as it comes up. And I'm going to go to 200 moving average, click on that, and open it, and I should have a template with my 200 moving average on it. So there it is. There's a purple line. So actually right now is that when we see this thing come up, cross over the moving average, we're in a downtrend. It comes up, crosses over the moving average, comes back down, closes below the blue moving average. That would be you can take that trade at that point. This would be I'm not sure if that's considered the money market maker move or the bank induction move or something like that. This is one of the strategies. I believe this was strategy 8 part 2 or strategy 9 part 2. I can't remember which one it was. One of those two. But you could have taken this thing short at the. You don't have to wait for the arrow, but you do need to have the range. And in this case, you have had 29. That still would have been pretty marginal because you only have $4 move to that. That still would have been pretty marginal.
Yeah, not enough room.
Not enough room.
That EJ is working out good.
I can't see it. My screen's froze, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. So it's breaking the bottom of the wedge formation that we had. It popped up and kind of gave us a head fake to the upside, and then we're still in it for the down. So
darn it.
EJ.
What? You wanted to make him lose more money or what?
Taking EJ short? Is that what you're doing?
I took it long. I'm on the opposite direction. I had to.
Oh.
I'm short. Charles is long.
Oh boy.
That was my bank induction move. Was okay, but now it's coming back a little bit. We'll see.
Oh, okay.
It's not over.
It could still work.
Yeah,
though.
Still not over.
I know. Yeah, we'll see.
It could still work. But this is what remember what I was saying when we were talking about this. I remember this thing. I said this thing's pointing down. I wanted to see it sort of flatten out a little bit.
Right.
And this is the reason why, because it wasn't quite ready to break through the top there yet.
Yeah.
I thought you went short.
I did.
I liked short better than long.
Yeah.
I was short, so.
Oh, okay.
I was the one that decided.
And I was on the, and I stayed on the sidelines.
And he stayed on the sidelines.
Oh, okay. Well,
but it is an uptrend. It is an uptrend. I can do one more little pullback here. Yep. So it's definitely in an uptrend. So punch out that little metric. So we got all these red zones, all these green zones, one red zone. I mean, it still wants to go, ideally, it still wants to go long because of the pressure to the upside. So I'm going to put an up arrow, right here by this last zone. I'm just going to combine both of these together. Because if it breaks through that, we'll know that there are some zones there. We know that the pressure is starting to get a little bit, the prices are, the direction is changing somewhat. And I'll come back in, I'll zoom out, or zoom in, I guess. There we go. Like I said, there's still some wicks along here. Here's a nice big, strong move down rejection. That was probably the big money coming and bring it back down. Come back, get the market makers, bring them in and say, okay, why don't you guys take your trades, pull back out a little bit. I think we'll take a few more, and then we're going to go back to the upside. I think it's still going to be a long, personally. If we get a cross, if this moving average crosses and closes below this 200 moving average, then we could be looking at a short. but we have a lot of zones down below. This may be one of those. It's like a level on a level. It may take this first one out, but this one will probably hold. And this one's also held all the way back from to the left of this chart. You can see that it would be all the way from this. This is Wednesday, Tuesday. This would be Monday's move. This is the origin of this. This is the origin of this strong move right here. It's coming back to retest. It could come back and retest the origin, but this was a nice little move right there. And right now it's trading inside this zone. I think it's still going to be a long, but it's just not quite ready yet.
There's no green. There was no green zone there earlier, was there?
Yes.
On this one, yeah, there was.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Oh, I must have missed that. Okay.
Well, depending on what now, and again, we've been noticing a lot with depending on what brokers your feed is coming from. Sometimes those zones aren't always where the other zones are.
See, what I like about this from the downside, and I'm just playing devil's advocate, is the 200 EMA and your arrow are coming right together. And then
Okay,
you have
this-
that big, yeah, and then you got your big move down.
A lot of times I like seeing these strong extended range candles coming right down into the zone, straight down, and then just sort of stops. It's like this was the big move. This is where they're hunting for the stops. It came in, came back out. People say, okay, I'm going long. Come back in. Let's take everybody's stops. Because here's the thing. If you go and if you're a buyer right here, then that means you're going to be a seller. Your stop is going to be a seller down here. Well, if you're selling, that means the banks are going to be buying. Because they're going to sell, you're going to be selling to somebody. You're going to be selling to the bigger money. So if they're buying, they drive it back down to buy some more, get a few more orders, and then they run it on up. So remember, the market makers, they make the market. Wherever there's a buyer, if there's not a seller, they take the opposite position. But they're going to make sure that they're going to be, if you have a buy limit right here, they may sell into your buy order. You say you're going to bid X amount of dollars, and they say, sure, we'll take that bid, and they sell it to you. So they drop their price down, and they drop it down a little bit more. They drop it down a little bit more, and now they're the buyers.
I was gonna go get coffee outside, and I opened up the door, and it was minus 30 outside. And I said, "Yep, that's not happening this morning. I'm gonna settle with my crummy instant coffee."
We're up to past 22 now, so this is the warmest it's been in a while.
Poof. Yeah, it's hard for me or some of us to understand how bad it is in Texas right now.
Oh, we're just not used to it.
Like, one, you guys don't have the infrastructure.
Right.
Two, you guys probably don't even own a snowplow.
No, we don't.
And up in Canada, we have these semi-automatic stinking snowplows where Go ahead.
You're in New Zealand. Alert. Buy. Right now, let's take a look at that. I'll go and get onto that chart. Euro, New Zealand. It's slow, but it's still working. Ooh, let's see here. Well, we have a buy. We do not have a bounce. We have a bounce up here, but no arrow. Then we had another bounce. No bounce off of the zone, so we have an arrow. I don't think this one's going to work.
I don't think so either, Al.
Here's the entry right here. Has been the entry right about there, and to the zone. We're looking at it's 14 pips, but still under the 20, so still no trade.
You got a clean W though, kind of like a W. Boom, boom, boom.
Like
it's
boom.
Probably going to come up a bit. If it bounces off that That zone there.
It's got a pretty thick zone to get through, though. It's got a lot of.
Right.
Let me see. Let me see where my 200 moving average is. Let me get that put on here. I'll put my template on. Then load it. Go to the 200 moving average template. Open it. And see where it is. Ooh, there it is. Problem with this is that we have here's the moving average. It came back up, crossed over, came back down, crossed over the 200, came back up, closed above the arrow moving average. This would be the entry. Unfortunately, we just don't have the room to the upside. Now, you could have taken that, again, you've taken that with, you didn't have to have the arrow confirmation. We did get the arrow confirmation on the next candle, pretty much right at the same place, although we just don't have the range.
Thank you, Mariska, for posting that in the chat. Any of you guys, please have a look at what Mariska posted about your VPS freezing until they get it fixed what to do.
Let's see, easy fix for a frozen MT4. Hard close MT4 by right-clicking on the tab. What does it do? I'm just trying to figure out what the hard close MT4 by right-clicking on the tab at the bottom of the VPS screen.
So what I think he's saying, Al, if you actually go, I'm stuck too with one of my MT4s, and what I just did is if you hover over on the bottom of the image on the bottom of whichever one is not working, you can right click and then hit close, because you can't actually get to it right now. But if you right click on the tab on the bottom and hit close, it closed. And I was able to just do that. So I'm going to try to reopen it now.
Of the chart, you say? Or
not the chart, the MT4 for
yeah,
so I was for
like,
I'm sorry, I just walked back in. Maybe I'm off here, but I was having issues with my MT4 that had all of the Forex charts open. It just froze on me. So I ended up closing that MT4 by right clicking on the bottom where it showed that MT4 program.
I'm trying to find out, see if I can see exactly where the click is that we're supposed to be closing.
Are you saying close the particular program that's frozen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So Al, when you have those tabs at the bottom with the various different tools that you use, you go over the one that's frozen, you request that to be closed.
So yeah, so you have to have an open chart?
No, it's not. It wouldn't be the chart. It'll be the entire MT4 program.
On your VPS screen, she's saying, not the remote desktop, I assume.
Oh, I see. So that'd be like this one.
So I can't see your screen really good, Al, but on the taskbar at the bottom of the VPN, there it shows all the MT4s that are open, and if you click,
yeah, okay, like this here.
Yeah, yours is blocked.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see. That so this is so you right click on that one, I guess. Oh, there. Okay, there it is. I see what it says. Okay, let me move this out of the way. Maybe you can see it. So I right clicked on that, and here's where it closed.
Exactly. That's what I did. You got it. That's what I did.
Okay. Yeah, because each one of these tabs on the bottom, you can right click on that, and you can close. Yeah. Okay, I see what you're talking about now. Yeah, if you have more than one platform open, as I do, you can just right click on that little tab and this little window, so you can close it up and then just reload it again.
Perfect.
Okay, that's good to know that. Thank you, Marissa.
Takes a little bit of time, Judson. Mine's on a white screen right now, and it seems like it's wanting to boot back up, but we'll soon find out.
Yeah, mine just opened up again, but now I have the alert window with nothing in it. So we'll see if it zaps back in.
But all the other three platforms I'm running aren't having a problem.
That's the exact same with me.
It has to be something in Arrow that's doing this, and in coordination with. I'm not a tech guy, so, but if the other three are running without problem, then you can eliminate the other three.
Just got to release Arrow 4, version 4.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's only going to run on one screen.
Yeah, it's kind of like Gearbox
On one
with the-
chart.
with
Same
the,
idea.
Master Manager.
Mm-hmm. That's going to alleviate a lot of this this mess. But for now, I think I'm actually going to be. Looks like one of the educators is having trouble with with their system as well, and so the other call might end up having to host that one.
I can't tell if I've hit target or not yet. It's still pulling up for the euro yen, but it did have quite the move.
Euro yen. Let me pull that one up. Euro, there it is.
Yeah, I got 13 pips so far.
Yeah, I can't be too far from. And we
So
had the
what-
cross.
So you went short? You went short, Brian?
I went short. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I went short when it touched the purple line.
You guys
Oh, I
tricked me
see.
out, so I ended up taking 10 pips and got out there right at that same spot. So I took my profit too on the upside.
All right.
NASDAQ is tanking, guys. If anybody's interested.
NASDAQ is?
NASDAQ is, yeah.
Let me pull
I
that
could
one
move
up.
my screen. I'd love to see it.
Is it moving? Is it moving in our favor there, Eva?
Yes, sir. It is.
That's good.
Well, it's going to be
That's
a
it.
happy day.
Yeah.
All right, we can do the happy dance.
Look at that.
Yes,
Doesn't look like
indeed.
very much there, but it's doing me some good here.
Good. Well, we're happy for that.
Yeah, and it's got a lot of downward pressure.
You'll be a lot easier to work with these next couple of days.
You ain't kidding. It's been rough this
Hey,
last.
come on now. I'm off the next 2 days, guys. Woo.
Oh, that's right. You're taking a little bit of a sabbatical here, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm giving you guys a break, so I'm taking the vacation time.
And they say prayers
Okay.
don't work.
Is there any more questions? Look, we have about 7 more minutes before the end of our session. Then Dante's session starts again at 9 o'clock. Where's the math session tonight? Are you doing
No,
a math session again today?
no, it's just a live trading session. I don't know if
Who's running it these days?
the educators all together.
Okay, just sort of whoever shows
Kinda
up, I
like-
guess, huh?
Well, no, there's an order to things, but yeah,
Is it?
it's
Okay.
yeah. Just depends. We're still sorting out who's going to run what day and whatnot, but
Okay.
growing pains. It's
I
working
will,
out though.
I will not be there again today. I'm going to be on the road. I'm trying to work my way.
Oh, you're going
home.
back?
I was going to go back yesterday, and then we decided to spend another night here. And so as soon as we get done with the session here, we'll be probably hitting the road, and I should be back home on my desktop for tomorrow with a little bit of luck, unless we lose power tomorrow morning, which is always a possibility. We're supposed to be getting another snowstorm, so we may be going back home only to abandon ship again and come back here again. So we'll see.
Mm.
And staying with my daughter here, she has power and heat and everything else, so we can spend.
That's
some time here
a
with her.
smart move, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Probably get some time with the kids.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta pop over there and
Cool.
start.
Yeah, I
that
guess
thing
start
up.
getting things set up. Okay, well, I'm not going to be there, Matt, but we'll
All right,
catch you
then.
tomorrow.
We will appreciate
Maybe
you.
maybe later this afternoon. Maybe we'll catch up with you.
Yes, I would like that because I got
Okay.
some trading to do on the project we're working on. So,
Okay, good. All right.
all right, we'll talk to you guys sooner than later.
Okay.
All right,
right.
buddy.
Later, Matt.
Any other last questions, comments before we as we start working our way to the next session.
We need a closing song.
Well, sing. You're the one.
I'm
With
not
Yeah,
gonna sing.
you're
My-
the musician.
Yeah, my touring days are done. We need to
it
find
doesn't matter. You can still sing from your chair. You don't need to tour anywhere.
Yeah, I don't want to sing. Not at this time. I mean, this time in the morning we only saw Never. I mean,
Everybody put a 1 in the chat if you want Brian to sing us a song.
yeah, it's gonna be going crazy. Rocky Top. We're not doing
There
that.
you go.
No and no
Look at
and
that. You got fans.
all right. And so you need to just go right on over to your Apple Music and start dedicating some funds, and I will do it. You don't want me to do that to this today. We always used to joke we only saw 6 o'clock one time a day. Usually that was the same way with 8 and 9. We
Hey,
usually
look
get
at
done.
this. Okay, you can't deny your audience. Look at them all.
I know, it's amazing. Make sure you tip your waiters and waitresses.
I'll be here all week.
Ain't happening today.
Oh man.
Well, we have lots of fun.
We'd always say we were getting up at the crack of noon. That's pretty much what it was. Our driver would be driving all night, and we wake up around noon and start our day.
Judson, my singing violates your rights against cruel and unusual punishment.
So you're now an equal opportunity offender.
There you go. You're hired.
You are hired.
Well, guys, I think we should get out of here before Matt throws us out of here.
Okay, all right. Well, all right. So thanks everybody for coming in, and hopefully I'll be on my desktop tomorrow with full screening ability, and we can maybe. But it's been nice having Matt and Eva and Charles and what's this other guy's name? Oh, Brian. Yeah.
You almost forgot your name, Brian.
Yeah.
Hey, that's his age kicking in again.
How
we get the link for the next session? Your link for the next session is going to be in the Arrow chat. Do we have that link, Al, that we can post? Let me see if I can find it. Hang tight.
I know it's in the Telegram.
Arrow Telegram, but let me check and see if I can quickly find it for you.
Put it in the chat
I
box.
got it.
Okay, post that in there for them.
Okay.
Yeah, if you would, please.
And once again, we appreciate everybody that shows up to our room. We love having you guys, and we enjoyed the questions, the answers, and the camaraderie. It's always fun trading with a group of people that are enthusiastic as we are. Thanks again, and we will see everybody tomorrow. And we got the link in the chat box, so anybody that wants to continue on to the next Arrow trade session goes from 9 o'clock till noon today, East Coast time. Next 3 hours.
Seconds to grab it before you shut us down, though.
Yeah, give them about 30 seconds for them to copy
Yeah,
that.
I'll give everybody a little time here to
just a little bit of time.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, no problem. Thank you, Charles. Thanks for the humor.
Thanks, Charles. Thanks for the help.
Thanks.
I should have thanked him for giving me some money today. He went long, I went short.
I heard that, Brian.
Oh, I did. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, thank you in advance.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Good job.
You
Good job on that NAS trade too, Brian.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thank you, my friend.
Oh, there's another alert. A British yen. Just everybody take a look at the British yen, see if it fits any criteria.
British yen, US CAD, and Kiwi Swiss all came together. Anyways, I'm heading out of the room, guys.
Okay. All right, Eva. We'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Bye.
And I'm gonna close this up. I hope everybody got a chance to get the
Sounds
get the
good.
link.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thanks, Brian.
See you on the next side.